Hello, welcome back to Fred in the Shed and a homebrew video. An exclusive one this time because on the table here you can see a very exclusive BrewDog Pinter 3 vessel. Now if you've not seen the Pinter 3 homebrew system, I'm not going to go into full details on this video. I did make a complete review on this system and I will link that in the description. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Pinter 3, just pause this video now and just go away and watch that and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is a Pinter 3. It's a special edition model to celebrate the coalition between BrewDog and Pinter. Now BrewDog, you should have heard of them if you're into home brewing. They make craft beer. Really good craft beer, and they have joined with Pinter to make a Pinter pack of Punk IPA, which is one of their best selling craft beers. Brewery BrewDog, it's not something we really associate down south with bars. I have seen their cans of craft beer and I have seen that they've got very good reports, but they actually own bars as well. I didn't realise that. Started up in Scotland around about 15 years ago, opening a bar, and in 2016 they made the jump to America, where it's been very popular. I think it is in Ohio they opened a bar, and it became known in America as a West Coast style beer. We would just call it an IPA in the UK. Originally started by a co-founder, a guy named Martin Dickey. In 2008, they won first, second, third and fourth prizes in a Tesco homebrew competition. If you've never seen a Pinter before, like I say, there is that video where I go into great detail, but let me just explain what this is. This is a complete homebrew system. Now, traditionally, when you did homebrew, and this is how I started in lockdown, you would brew your beer in buckets or barrels, if you like. And one of the problems that I found with that was it's quite involved, it's quite messy. You have to carefully measure out all of the sugar, for example, get that wrong and you cock the beer up. And also you have to be ultra clean with all of your utensils, your hands, everything. You have to sterilise everything, because just one speck of bacteria that gets into your barrel will unfortunately ruin the beer. And this did happen to me, and it's so disappointing when you get a nice big barrel of beer. And that's one thing I'll say about the traditional brewing system, is you do get a large quantity, but when you actually come to taste the beer, and it happened to me, the beer tastes off, it tastes sour, and that's down to bacteria infecting your beer. This is so easy to do. It really is, because all of the brewing and the conditioning is all kept inside the barrel, and the barrel becomes self-pressurized, so there's no chance of any air getting into your barrel once it's fermenting, and there's no chance really you'll get any bacteria into your barrel. And then when you come to separate the beer, all of the used yeast drops down into what is known as a brew dock. You take that away, and then the barrel complete goes into the fridge, and there it conditions. And then when it comes to serving the beer, you take your barrel out, and it's really nice to do when you've got people around. You can pour them from the tap, a really fresh beer. And I just think that way of presenting the beer is so much better than the old way, because I used to do homebrew, and people, I'll try your beer, and you get a plastic bottle out, and you sort of see people's face drop a little bit, like, oh, okay. But this is a real treat to get this out the fridge, pour them a fresh beer, and say, there you go. And so much so that this year I've done 5 Pinter packs. I've done 5 brews. I've not had any problems. I've had good pints from all of the beer packs I've done. And 2 of my family members, after coming round for dinner and sampling my beer, and said, Fred, I've got to get one of those. And they've gone off, and they've got their own Pinter, and they're now brewing it. But as I say, not really here to look at the system itself. We're here to look at the Punk IPA from BrewDog. So let's crack into the pack and see what we get. I think the thing I like most about the Pinter brew system is that it's so easy to do, even for someone that's never done homebrew before. And it's obviously that they've sat down and really thought about this to make it so obtainable and so easy. And the way they've done it is by using your phone. You'll find that around the Pinter system on the box and here, you'll find little 2D barcodes that you scan on your phone. That takes you to the Pinter app. You download that on your phone. It's not spammed out with loads of adverts or anything like that. It's a very clean app. And then that takes you through the whole process of setting up your Pinter. It will tell you how to sanitize your Pinter. It explains the carbonation dial here on the back, which is, this is individually set for each beer. We'll come to that in a second. Yeah, it just explains everything really. I mean, I found it really, really easy when I started. And likewise with the Pinter packs. Every Pinter pack that you buy, they're all the same. When you open it, you'll see there's a 2D barcode on the back there, and again that tells you how to brew each individual beer. And the way it does that is it ties up with your phone's calendar. So for example, once you've started the beer, you've attached your BrewDog, it will tell you how many days you're to leave it, and then it will send you a notification to remind you to remove the BrewDog. Same with conditioning the beer. You'll put this in the fridge to condition it, and then finally it tells you when the beer is ready to taste, and you really, really wait for that. So yeah, really, really easy. No other system. There's no other system that makes that as easy as this. Right. Anyway, so this is the Pinter pack. This is the BrewDog IPA. With every Pinter pack, you get sanitising agent. This is just a purifier. Mix this with warm water. Very important, this part of the process, and you sanitise your Pinter 3 and also your BrewDog. I don't even rinse it out now. I did it when I started, but I don't. I just drain it out of the Pinter and then put the beer in. There's no chance then of any bacteria contamination. Then we get the concentrate itself. Now what I find with this, I found my experience is I generally put this into a jug of warm water, and I leave it for about 10 minutes because this has the consistency of maple syrup, and that thins it down, and then you can pour it straight into the vessel and then simply sprinkle on the brewer's yeast. This one is called Spark, and then you close up the Pinter. As this is an IPA, now this is going to be quite hoppy in flavour, so this has an additional hop cartridge here, which is this is a really, really clever system. Now normally with beer, when I've done homebrew before, to get that extra like kick of hops, you have to open the barrel and then sprinkle the hops into your beer. Again, every time you open the barrel, there's chances of air bacteria getting into your beer. They've thought of that with Pinter, and they have this little cartridge system where you unscrew this cap and then you'll screw this into the Pinter, and it's completely airtight, and then the hops go into the beer. Really, really clever that. I say there's no chance of getting any bacteria into the beer. And yeah, every kit is the same. When you've done the first one, it just sort of becomes second nature. You just follow your phone. So like I say, I'm not going to show you that because I've shown that before on a separate video in a lot of detail. So I'm going to skip over that. And yeah, you'll join me at the end when it comes to tasting this IPA. Really, really looking forward to this. So I hope it's got a nice, strong, hoppy flavour. And even Mrs. Fred likes an IPA. It's a very nice autumn beer, an IPA. So please, 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 yeah, join me at the end of the video. Let's see what this BrewDog Punk IPA tastes like. So here we go then. It's finally taste time. There's the Pinter in the beer fridge. I gave it 9 days for fermentation, and then it's had 8 days. I gave it an extra day in the fridge there, so it should be ready. So really looking forward to this BrewDog Punk IPA. They've even sent in the official glass, so I can do the first pint in the official glass. How good is that? So right, going to take it out of the fridge, clear through the tap, and then time for the first pint with Mrs. Fred. Can't wait. Right, so here we go then. So when the first pint that you pour is always a little bit lively, so you have to go very, very careful with the lever. You might have to let it settle. Very smooth though. Now the beer, when it first comes out, what I find with these kits can be a little bit cloudy. That's part of the beer really. It's not a fault or anything. It will, as you get nearer to the end of the barrel, it tends to pull clearer, but it doesn't affect the flavour of the beer. In fact, if anything, it seems to enhance it. So this is an IPA, of course. So it had the oil hopper pack that we put in, the cartridge there. So I'm expecting this to have a nice undertone of hops. That's pulling rather nice, actually. Very fresh, very lively. And there we go. That is the first pint. I'm going to pour another pint there for Mrs. Fred. Well, that's half a pint, really, isn't it? But yeah, it is a little bit cloudy, but I say that's what you'd expect. It's all about the flavour. Right, this is it then. The all-important taste test. First slurp. Here we go. Well, firstly, that's really lively on the tongue. It almost explodes on the tongue there. Yeah, very lively, and I can taste the hops coming through now. Quite tart in its flavouring. Definitely taste the hops on that, being an IPA. Yeah, quite fruity really. I'm gonna have a slurp. Lots of flavour. Massive amount of flavour in that. What do you think, Mrs. Fred? Not that you're a real beer drinker yourself, but...
Very nice.
It's fresh, isn't it?
Very nice. Nice and cold out the fridge.
Taste the hops, can't you?
Certainly can.
Yeah. You just, as it settles on your tongue now, sort of after it's settled, you can sort of taste the hopping, sort of slight sharpness of the hops in the back of the tongue. They're definitely a craft beer. Very, very smooth. So, yeah, that gets... as I drink my way through it, that definitely gets the Fred in the Shed thumbs up. And thank you for Pinter and BrewDog to send in their latest IPA beer. If you're interested in this, not that I'm a salesman or anything, but currently this whole kit is on offer on the website. I'll put a link in the description. Hopefully I'll get a discount code, and I think it's something crazy like about £80 off the full price whilst the promotion lasts. But yeah, definitely gets the thumbs up from Fred in the Shed and the thumbs up from Mrs. Fred in the Shed. So I hope you like the video. Stay tuned for more radio stuff and everything else. And as always, please look after each other, stay safe, and of course catch you on the next one. Cheers, thanks for watching.
Fred's in the shed where the magic unfolds. Fred in the shed with his trusty CB. He's a friend to the lonely on a frequency.